All right. Well, I want to do the pick six, and then we're going to have some closing remarks. So do you have a bet of the week?
Ooh, let me look one up. Yes, I did have something in mind.
Okay. Because we've got 4 college football games to pick this week. I put a baseball game in there that's kind of a tight divisional race, and then we got a U.S. Open matchup.
Sweet.
By the way, Novak Djokovic is tied after 2 sets right now.
Oh, that's kind of surprising anyway.
Yeah.
This early, because they're this early into the bracket.
Mm-hmm. We can go ahead with the pick six while I find this.
I'm going to do the first one, and that's Western Michigan playing Michigan. But Michigan, they have to win, and do they also win by more than 17.5 points?
So do they cover? Okay. Yes. Michigan wins. Obviously, Michigan wins, and I think they win. So Western's got a really good quarterback. Caleb Ellaby's good. Their defense was really bad in the MAC last year. So, that's not good for their chances here. So I think actually it's a pretty good game for Michigan to have because their big question marks defensively are obviously at corner and, whether they can generate pressure up front. So I think it's going to make it, I think it's going to test them a little bit. It's not a huge test, but it is a test because Ellaby's getting NFL love. And so he's legit. But I think it's probably close for a quarter. I hope it's not. I hope it's just complete.
I don't want like an Army Michigan game from like 2 years ago.
Yeah, we were both at that game. That was just horrible. That was horrible.
Yeah, it was so hard to watch. I was kind of embarrassed that day.
Yeah, I was like, what are we doing? I mean, the fans were just getting angry at each other and that I was standing around. It was horrible. That does not need to happen again.
Yeah. And I personally do not think this. I think they win. I'm going to give them a dub, but I don't think they win by 17.5 points. I don't think they score more than 27.
I think they're in the upper 30s or 40s. They're just gonna
have a higher view of Western Michigan's defense, but I shouldn't. But I also don't have a great view of the pass game. Still, I like a few guys. I think Stills could be huge.
So here's my thing with Michigan's offense. I think they're just gonna run. I mean, they're gonna run. They're a lot.
Just Blake Corum all day.
Blake Corum and Hassan Haskins. I think they're just.
I think they win by more than 17.5.
To me, I see these big spreads in college games, and if I were to see that spread in an NFL game, I would be like, wait, no chance, because it's so hard to blow teams out in the NFL. These college games get away from teams, from the lesser teams. I mean, there's less. It just, I hope I'm right because that would stink if there's going to be some angst if it's a close game. So.
Yeah, but even if it's 17, if it's 34-17, Michigan wins. I don't know if I'm still super mad about that, but
no.
There's that, and that's kind of what I think it could be. I feel like 17.5 is definitely a good mark to kind of put that at.
Yeah, I like that. Yeah.
Another Big Ten game. Number 19 Penn State, number 12 Wisconsin.
Wisconsin's number 12.
They sure are.
What?
Is Jack Cohn back? I think Jack
Cohen's the starting quarterback for the University of Notre Dame.
Oh, that's right. He moved. Now Graham Mertz is the starter.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Wisconsin.
I'm going to go with Penn State.
I think I'm going with Penn State as well.
Wisconsin wasn't good last year. They were horrible after that Michigan game. They were not a good team. And it turns out they steamrolled Michigan. Everybody's like, oh, my gosh, this team's amazing. Michigan was really bad. So.
Mm-hmm. Even closer match for the Big Ten. Number 17, Indiana. Number 18, Iowa.
Where is it? Where is the game?
In Iowa.
Iowa.
1,000%.
I like
them little
Michael
kids with cancer waving from the hospital.
Michael Penix, baby.
So he's never healthy. That's my problem. So he's
probably healthy week one.
Week one. Here's my thing. I think Indiana was one of those teams where it's if you look at their turnover margin last year, it was absurdly swung to their favor. And I'm a big proponent of turnovers are I mean, they mean something. So if you're good, if you're positive, that means you're doing something right. But if you're crazy outlier one way or the other, turnovers are a little random. They're random because losing a fumble, if you fumble and let's say you just pick up every fumble that another team loses, but this other team causes a bunch of fumbles, but the other team just randomly ends up falling on it. It's random, and usually everything gets back to the mean, right? So I think that was a huge part of their success last year is their turnover margin, and I don't know. I just don't love their roster. I mean, I think Penix has a good chance to be, he's probably top 3 quarterback in the league when healthy, but I still don't love their roster, and they won a lot of close games against good teams last year. And it was just a weird year last year. I don't put a lot into last year. So
it was a weird year for everybody. Yeah. Best game probably in college football this week is number 5 Georgia and number 3 Clemson.
Yeah. Clemson.
Yeah, give me Clemson.
I'm going Georgia.
Okay.
We got DJ Uyagalele.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah,
I
he's
want
good.
him on the Lions, bro.
That's 2 years out yet.
I know, still.
All right, baseball. Cardinals versus Reds in an NL Central showdown. J.A. Happ versus Wade Miley.
The Reds. Happ is terrible.
He's actually been pretty good this year.
He's not good.
I think he's got a 2.77 ERA.
He's still bad. He's not good.
Wade Miley is just average.
I hate J.A. Happ. It's two soft tossing lefties, so neither guy's fun to watch. You guys who can barely break 90, it's just not fun.
Mike Maroth, baby.
I mean, it's similar. It's not Jamie Moyer level, but
yeah, I was gonna say not quite Jamie Moyer, but. So who'd you go? You went with Red? Okay, so Isaiah's Cardinals.
The Reds. I like the Reds lineup a lot. So
give me the Cardinals, man.
I don't know anything about baseball.
And then the last one, U.S. Open. Nishikori versus McDonald.
K. Nishikori.
I
probably just said it like Jack Morris did. I'm about to get fired from the podcast.
I'm gonna go with
Castellanos hits a home run.
That
ball is gone. And
I'm a man of God. They're very sorry.
And Castellanos. That's classic.
Yeah.
So who are we going with here?
I'm gonna go with McDonald.
Okay. I like Nishikori.
Okay.
He was good at one point.
Maybe he brings it back. I'm gonna go with McDonald too. All right, did you get your bet?
I did.
Okay.
So in the weeks leading up to the NFL season, we've been doing a lot of futures. So we don't have a high balance in our account. We cannot make a $3 bet, which has been customary because we had 2 futures. So we spent $6 without any sort of return yet. So I picked something. I went to the futures of the NFL to do another one, go along with the NFL preview. And I found the one with the most likely candidate has plus 1,300 odds. So if you bet $1, you win $13.
Okay.
This is for Coach of the Year. So I want us to pick a unanimous amongst the 3 of us Coach of the Year.
Which we were all different.
I can read you the odds. I'll read you the top 8. I'll read you. Brandon Staley, Brian Flores, in order, by the way. Ron Rivera, Kyle Shanahan, Sean McVay, Kevin Stefanski, Bill Belichick, and then Frank Reich. Then you have Arthur Smith, Sean McDermott, Sean Payton, Matt Rule, Robert Saleh, Joe Judge, Andy Reid, Bruce Arians, and it goes down the list.
Okay.
The lowest odds are David Culley and John Gruden.
Dan Campbell's not the lowest, eh?
No.
All right.
So Dan Campbell, right?
That's got to be unanimous. No, I feel like you guys could say a couple names and I'll just be like, yeah, I can buy into that. But because there's like 5 names in there that I'm like, okay, the push comes to shove, yeah.
Yeah. So the 3 I'm thinking of are Kyle Shanahan, McVay, and McDermott.
So I put Shanahan.
I can get behind Shanahan.
But I also heard you said Flores, and I think I said Flores for last year's.
Mm-hmm.
You did. I remember it.
So yeah, we went.
I don't know if Bill Belichick makes the playoffs.
Hey, is it a surprise anymore? Bill Belichick makes the playoffs. Like he missed it once. Oh no.
Yeah, and he had the worst team.
Well, that's the thing. There's some guys who just aren't going to win.
If he wins the division,
sure.
Mm-hmm.
Like Urban Meyer's just not going to win it. He's just
not. I'm telling you, Urban Meyer is gone.
Yeah.
I mean, even in last year, I mean, I don't bet that went back to back with Harbaugh now, but I went with Flores, went with McDermott last year. I went with Shanahan this year.
I like Shanahan. I can get behind Shanahan. Obviously, I went with Harbaugh again.
Sean back-to-back years.
Sean back-to-back. I also wouldn't be mad at Kevin Stefanski.
No, I like Stefanski. I wouldn't be surprised there.
And I have the Browns going.
But there's too much talent on the team for the coach to win.
So Shanahan, in my opinion,
I think we go Shanahan
because the quarterback situation is so uncertain. I think Shanahan's the best.
So let's just say like week 3 or week 4, they're like, all right, we're going with Trey Lance. We're just going with him, and he just like has a Colin Kaepernick-esque, rookie year where he's just like, holy crap, and he just takes him like on a playoff run. Or I guess they probably decided.
I have them winning the division. I mean,
yeah. And if let's say they like really win it, like they really take off when he becomes a quarterback, he's going to be the coach of the year.
Okay.
All right, I put it in. Yep. So we now currently have 3 bets in place with a total buy-in of $7.50 and a total payout of up to 8 plus 5 plus 21.
13 is 34.
34. $35.
35, okay.
Hey.
But we will not know any of these until about February.
I can deal with it. My patience is alarming.
Right.
All right. Well, I also